Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is my first makeup video on YouTube, so I'm so excited. Today I'm going to show you guys how to create this beautiful look using only drugstore products. You do not need to spend a ton of money to achieve a flawless glam or an everyday makeup look. There are so many amazing drugstore products out there that work just as good as high-end. And let me tell you a little secret, most of these high-end products and these drugstore products are actually made in the same lab. Almost all these products that I've used on my face today are either products I've used for years or at least for the past few months. So they're definitely tried and tested. I am super obsessed with this look, but let's just get straight into it. First step for a full B should always be skin prep. I love when my skin is feeling super dewy, especially before I apply all of my base products, because then we can blend those base products seamlessly. If your skin is dry, this step is even more important. That way your foundation will not cling to any dry patches. So first thing I'm going to use is the e.l.f. Thirst Burst Drops. I use this one because it gives my skin a boost of hydration. It makes my skin look so plump and refreshed. Make sure you always let all your products dry before going on to the next step. This also has skincare ingredients. It has 5% niacinamide in it, so it could definitely help to even out the complexion over time. Now I'm going to go in with this one. It's the NYX Marshmallow Primer. This one is amazing because it helps to smooth out the skin. It also helps my makeup last all day long. Plus it has a light tackiness to it, so it allows for the foundation to grip onto your skin. I forgot this step, but before we move on to any of the makeup products, make sure that your lips are moisturized. By the time you're applying your lip products, the products will glide on better. I'm pretty sure all of us have been using this since we were little kids. Okay, this next step isn't necessary, but if you want some glow to your skin, I love using the Lumi Glotion by L'Oreal Paris. There are so many ways to use this product, but I like to use it right before foundation. Cool thing about this is you can actually use this alone as primer. Sometimes I also mix this in with my foundation. Look at the glow it gives my skin. Now we're on to concealer. This is one of my favorite drugstore concealers. I love this one because it's lightweight and it also has really good buildable coverage. As you can see from the sponge applicator, it actually makes applying super easy and quick. Normally, I like to apply it just like this, kind of in a triangle shape, and I find that this gives me a really nice lifted look. I wanted to give an honorable mention to the L'Oreal Paris True Match Concealer. It has so many different shades, so I'm sure there's going to be a shade for every single person out there. I'm going to let the concealer sit for a bit and we'll move on to foundation. This one has been one of my new favorites. This is the Maybelline Lumi Matte Foundation in the shade 332. This has such a beautiful finish and it blends effortlessly. I usually go in with the dense foundation brush like this and then use circular motions to blend. Make sure you bring this down to your neck. I just went to New York last week and I wore this all day long, and guys, it held up beautifully. Another one of my friends uses this too. She wore it all day and then in the evening we had an event to go to, so she went to go touch up her makeup and then she was like, what is there to even touch up? That's how good her skin looked that day. I'm just obsessed because it looks so full coverage, yet it feels so breathable and airy. But if you guys want something that is even more lightweight than this, with lighter coverage, then I would recommend this one. This is the new Lumi Glow Tint by L'Oreal Paris. If a foundation and the Lumi Glotion had a baby, it would be this. I've used this before in a TikTok video, and guys, it evened out my skin like no other. It literally feels like I'm wearing nothing on the skin. Now I'm gonna quickly blend out the concealer. I like to bring it on my nose like so. If I have any leftover product, I like to bring it across like this. It literally blends like a dream. I'm gonna have to cheat and use my favorite high-end loose powder. This one's by Huda Beauty because I can't seem to find my drugstore one. The one that I normally use is this right here. I'm obsessed because it's lightweight, breathable. It blurs my pores like crazy. I'm gonna pretend that's this and just show you guys the technique that I use. So I'll take a brush that's not so dense, use a little bit of powder to just dust it across my under eye. I also like to dust it on my chin, a little on my forehead. But yeah, the Fit Me powder is available in so many different shades. Trust me when I say it gives me the most flawless finish and it controls shine without looking too dry. Okay, blush is one of my favorite parts of a makeup routine, and I have a couple of options for you guys here. First one is from e.l.f. It's only $9 Canadian. These are available in 12 shades. It's a long-lasting liquid formula. I actually really love this shade on my skin tone. Next option for you guys, this one is so pigmented. It's the Maybelline Cheek Heat. This is in the shade 25 Fuchsia Spark. And last option for you, this one is a 2-in-1. So if you guys are on a budget, this might be the one for you. This is actually the Maybelline Teddy Tints. It is meant for your lips and your cheeks. I actually think I'm gonna go in with the Teddy Tint today just to show you guys how this lip product can work on your cheeks. I'm using today is called Current Mood. You can either use this with your fingers or you could use a brush. Gives the most prettiest blurred finish. Actually so stunning. Super subtle on my medium deep skin tone. Not too bright and not too desaturated. I think it's like the perfect undertone. I love placing my blush upwards like so. As you can see, this will give you the illusion of that lifted cheekbone. Now we're gonna set this liquid blush with a powder blush. One of my favorite powder blushes out there are the NYX Buttermelt blushes. I actually have an olive undertone, so purple goes really well with that. Just like the name, it has a buttery texture, so it's super easy to blend. It has amazing pigment, so it is super easy to build up. You can either go for like a sheer wash of color or you can layer it for more intensity. If you're looking for an affordable bronzer, this one is it. This is the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour. So it's very similar to their Camo Liquid Blush. Little goes a long way. All I need is like one dot. Look how much pigment I get. And for powder bronzer, I love this one by L'Oreal Paris in the shade 500. Again, this one is also super pigmented, so you do not need a lot at all. I like to add this to the top of my cheekbone, on the top of my hairline, and on my jawline to give me some dimension. For brows, I don't do too much. I actually just fill in any sparse areas and then a little bit of brow wax. I ran out of one of my favorites. It's by L'Oreal Paris. It's this one right here. I love this one because it has the tiniest little tips, so I could get really precise with it. Another one of my favorites is this one by e.l.f. It's the Instant Lift Waterproof Brow Pencil. I use the shade Deep Brown. I actually ran out because it's that good. So to fill in my brows today, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Build a Brow, also in the shade Deep Brown. This is one of my favorite drugstore brow products as well. I can get really precise with the tip, as you can see, and it gives me a really natural finish. It has two ends here. Once you're done filling out your brow, all you have to do is seal it in with the sealing gel. There you go. That's all I do for my brow. So I'm not really an eyeshadow girl. The only thing I really do is either put blush or bronzer on my lid. So today I'm gonna go in with bronzer. But if I were to recommend a really good eyeshadow palette, I really like this one by NYX. Such a pretty and versatile palette. It has all the colors that you would possibly need if you're doing a warm toned look. And as you can see, it is super pigmented. It has shimmery shades and matte shades. I'll show you guys what the bronzer looks like. I just pop it into my crease right here. It gives such a nice cohesive look because it just matches the bronzer on my cheekbone. I'm gonna go in with this pinky shade to match my blush. Put that on my lid with my finger. Just so easy to use. Lastly, I'm gonna pop this into my inner corner for a low-key eyeshadow look right here. I love using liquid eyeliners with a really precise felt tip. I need it to not smudge. I need it to be long lasting. These ones right here are one of my favorites. L'Oreal Paris Infallible Grip Precision Felt Tip Eyeliners. Honestly, these are comparable to any high-end eyeliner that I've ever used. And it says that they can last up to 30 hours. I personally never tested it for 30 hours, but they do last a really long time. The tip is super precise. I am a huge advocate when it comes to drugstore mascaras. I've tried so many different high-end mascaras. Nothing can compare to my favorites. My favorites have to be these two right here. This is the L'Oreal Paris Panorama Mascara. Also the L'Oreal Paris Paradise Big Deal Mascara. I have used this for the past year since it has released. I haven't found anything like this one, except for this one, which I only tried out a few weeks ago. It is a new release. This one has made it to the top for me as well. I'll actually use one on each eye. Both of them keep my lashes looking long and lifted all day long, and it does not clump on me. Look at my lashes. They look so voluminous and so long. I have Panorama Mascara on this side and the Big Deal Mascara on this side. On to my favorite part of any makeup look, the lips. Starting off with lip liner, I have here my new favorites. It's the Maybelline Lifter Liner. So creamy and super long wearing. They do not budge. It also has a retractable design, so you don't have to sharpen this. Let me show you how easily they apply. I'm barely even pushing on this and it is gliding so nice on my lips. And quickly blend this in. Once it dries, like, it is not budging. Some other recommendations for you is the NYX lip liner. They're also super easy to work with and they're long lasting as well. And now for the lips. Guys, I have so many different recommendations. It's crazy. My recent favorites have been the Teddy Tints from Maybelline. I use this as blush, but they also are lip products. They come in 10 shades and I love these because they last up to 12 hours, no transfer, and it gives a really pretty blurring effect on the lips. Next are the NYX Lip IVs. I have never tried anything like this. It feels so good on lips. It almost feels like water. It's actually a hydrating gloss serum. What's really cool about this is that you can use it as a gloss, or you could use it as a lip stain. I love using it as both. I normally go in with this dark shade called Espresso Soak as a lip stain. It'll stain your lips all day long. Today I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Teddy Tint, and I'm gonna go in with the same shade that I use for my blush. I wanted to quickly give an honorable mention to this one from Essence. Super affordable, glides on so nicely, and also gives the nicest blurred effect, just like the Teddy Tint. Now you can stop right there if you want to finish off with this matte look, but I love a gloss. For a plumping gloss, I've been using this for over a year, and this one is the Lifter Plump. This is probably the most spiciest thing I've put on my lips. I'm warning you, but if you guys can handle heat, then this one is for you. This is in the shade Blush Blaze. There's literally chili pepper in here. Finally, onto the last step, setting spray. If you want a drugstore waterproof, sweat resistant, and smudge resistant setting spray that makes your makeup last up to 36 hours, this is gonna be your favorite. Just gonna warn you, it does smell a little bit like alcohol. Make sure you're not breathing when you do this, and you just have to spray for 3 seconds, and that's it. Your makeup will last forever. Well, not forever, but you know what I mean. Here is the final look. I'm absolutely in love with the way my full look turned out. The fact that I only use drugstore products is insane. This just goes to show you that you do not need to spend a fortune to get a high quality and beautiful full beat. Let me know in the comments what your favorite drugstore products are. And if you guys enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you'll never miss an upload from me.